Hey, it's Charlie, and welcome back to the channel. It has been a few months since my last update. I've been very busy. I got married, I had my honeymoon, but I recently went on Doug Cunnington's show last week and provided a long update about all the progress that I've seen with my website over the last couple months, some exciting news, some good developments, and now I'm ready to game plan for the next year for my second authority website. We hit some big milestones, and this video is going to kind of discuss that in more depth with some charts and some images to kind of show the data behind the scenes. So this is the authority site number 2. 3,000 sessions per day was the milestone that I hit in the last week, and this site is only 11 months old. So let's jump right in. Kind of setting the scene, and I kind of do this on all the other updates I've done in the past. This is my second authority website. The whole journey behind picking this niche and picking this site was understanding the mistakes I made on my first website, finding a niche that had some really successful websites out there, and trying to do it myself, trying to find informational keywords to target and just publish a ton of content. So the initial goal was 1,000 articles. We are getting very close to that. And the big goal for the month of September going into October was applying to Mediavine and being accepted, which was great. I did apply to Mediavine just under 50,000 sessions. I think I was at like 49,000. Mediavine had no problem with that. I did have a previous site with them. Got accepted a few weeks later, and then the ads were launched. And for the month of October, I had ads on my site every day, and the RPMs were really good. So October was a great month for earning. As you can see right here on the slide, I earned just under $1,400. I had a $21 session RPM, which is really good, considering the first couple days of the month were quite low as my website was still being bid on by advertisers and the data was kind of being inspected by Mediavine, and the site had 66,000 page views and 63,000 sessions. So solid RPMs. They are lower than what I'm seeing on my first site. Obviously, the traffic is a lot more significant on this authority website of mine, so I'm kind of trying to see if these RPMs can get a little bit higher. I do have the video ads displayed on the site. I kind of cranked up the content ads to see how high we can get these RPMs, but I've checked the site from other computers with ads on there, and it seems like a good user experience. The site is very fast, so I am really happy about the user experience right now. Up to 954,000 words, and I do have 927 posts. So there has been about 40 or 50 more articles published since my August update, which I'm really happy about. I didn't think I was going to be able to get a lot of content up on the site due to all the things going on in my own life, but I was really motivated to kind of continue to push content once I got into Mediavine, and I did another small content push, about another 20 or 30 articles. Signed up for a trial on Ahrefs, and that really motivated me to find those keywords that were probably easy wins, low competition, and outsource those articles and get them published right away. So 927 articles, 954,000 words, and the average has been pretty consistent around the same, so 1,030 words per article. I really try and stick to that 1,000 word per article mark, but I do have a few articles on my website from my one writer that's anywhere between 1,500 and 3,000 words mixed in. Big thing I noticed the last couple weeks was I was publishing articles that did take a couple days to index. It seems like that's kind of evening out and getting a little bit better. There was something going on with indexing articles, but I did notice when I went after keywords that had limited information in the SERPs for that phrase, those articles tended to rank faster. For example, I did publish an article 2 days ago that actually just showed up in the SERPs this morning in the 3rd position for the main keyword. It only has about 130 search volume, but all things considering, it's great to fall in the top 3 position right away. And there could be other long tail keywords associated with that article where there should be more traffic down the line as it continues to rank and get closer to that 1st position. So slow, steady publishing. More articles are going to slowly get indexed, but you can kind of see like the beginning of October, middle of October, I kind of hit this point of articles being indexed, and it kind of stays rather flat, even though I still was publishing articles on a consistent basis. Clicks were growing, impressions were growing from Google Search Console, so I wasn't worried. Figure once those articles get indexed, they'll also help contribute to the growth. SerpRobot keyword tracker. So this is just kind of going back to some older material that I put in my slides showing what type of progress the site has made. From seeing crickets in the middle of February to seeing decent growth from March to April. It's crazy kind of how far the website has gone, and it's been awesome to track this progress through SerpRobot, which is a paid keyword tracker. The next slide just really kind of shows the big jumps from June to August, which we saw in that last update. And then you kind of see something different now from August to November. So obviously less content has been published, but that content that is published is now kind of going after those top 10, top 3 keyword positions. A big leap from top 3 from August to November. And that's obviously been one of the big contributing factors to why traffic has grown so much just in the last couple months. My August update, I was only getting about 1,100 organic sessions, and that was the type of numbers I saw in my SerpRobot. So to almost receive 3 times the organic traffic with not that crazy amount of improvements, according to my SerpRobot for middle of November, you can kind of just see the impact of having more articles in the top 3 can really push growth. But it's not even the main keyword that's probably bringing in traffic. It's these additional keywords or these different phrases of the same type of topic that is helping drive growth and organic traffic to those articles, which is great. So I continue to track this. This has always been the same plan. I target 1 keyword per article, which is usually the main keyword I was trying to go after, the main phrase. And each article is tracked with that main keyword that I pulled from it in SerpRobot. This was a good development that happened, and this was beginning of October. I really saw a nice improvement. I had this article that I published. It was one of the first articles I put on my website that I actually wrote. Has very solid keyword volume. I did build a couple links there, acquired some through Haro, outsourced some to a very good niche edit provider. And the article was ranked 15th in my June update. My last update I did, it was ranked 7th. And now the article is bouncing between the 5th and 4th position, which is finally starting to bring in some traffic to the website. I did have some days where the article brought anywhere to 20 to 30 clicks. Right now it's about a consistent 10 to 15. I do notice as the days it gets back to the 4th position, it gets closer to the 20 to 30 click mark. If I can acquire a top 3 position and eventually get to number 1 or 2, I think there could be huge traffic here, maybe even 100, 200 clicks a day. My competitors are these large authority websites. However, the topic that is discussed in my article, which the whole article is written about, is only a small little element of the 3 competitors above me. So I'm hoping just the fact my article is so focused on it, I can beat them longer term. My site's continuing to gain authority. The article is continuing to age. It's still under a year old. I'm hoping that with more on-page and off-page SEO, I can improve this article and continue to climb in the SERPs. One big improvement I made in the last month was I added more words to the article. I added about another 150 words, another paragraph explaining the article in more depth with some more backstory to it. I added another image, doing small things like this. And also I even took the article and interlinked it from other articles that were similar to the topic. So try to do everything I can when it comes to on-page and off-page to improve that article. I think there's huge potential there, most importantly. But the second part of it is what type of impact is doing these on-page and off-page tactics due to my website overall. Is this something I can replicate for other articles that are just outside the top 3 that have big traffic potential? This might be a great way for me slowing down the publishing game, but still being able to add more value to my website and bring in more traffic for the articles that are on there, editing what I already have. So I'm going to continue to monitor this. This will be an update I try to stick to for my future videos, but I think it's been a good journey to follow thus far. This is a slide I'm probably the most proud of because this is what just goes up week over week. It just continues to grow and traffic's just getting better. It seems like the last week traffic has just exploded, and I've went from, I was just hovering around 2,000 organic sessions per day, and now I'm well above 2,500 per day, and it's been fairly consistent, which is great. You see that one day where it did achieve over 3,000 sessions in a day. This is mostly organic traffic. It's like 95, 96%. It did have a little bit of direct traffic, which sometimes can come in as organic. I don't always think it's necessarily people just typing in my direct domain, because that's growing rather quickly as well. But this is just huge. I mean, from where I was in my last update, I was at 1,100 organic sessions. Now I'm getting close to 3,000 consistently on a daily basis. And if you look at that chart, it just continues to climb. It's climbing slowly, but for an 11-month-old website, there's huge potential to keep growing it. Content is still taking time to rank. There's so many articles that haven't even been factored into this growth. So this is pretty much going to tell me the niche is working, the mass publishing plan has worked, optimize articles I have on the website, find more articles that I could potentially write to rank lower competition keywords, and continue to grow the traffic. Google likes what this site's doing. I think things are working rather well. I don't think the growth has been crazy fast, huge spikes here and there. It's been a consistent growth, which is good. I think I'm slowly becoming an authority in the space. I think it's going to take time. I would have been shocked if you told me I got into Mediavine and I got over 2,500 sessions per day organically on a consistent basis for a site that was under a year old. So I'm really happy with how this has all worked out. This is exactly what I envisioned about a year ago when I was thinking about the plan, and then when I officially documented it in December. Everything's going to plan, and I really got to just ramp it up and continue to get to work, because hopefully this is just the beginning of a mega website with a ton of content and a lot of traffic. Google Search Console, just kind of seeing the slow climb. One thing that was interesting towards August and September was impressions kind of jumped very much compared to the clicks. And then it kind of came back down, must have been some type of update or correction, and then it's just been a slow march up from there. Backlinks, and I don't really do much to build backlinks anymore. I did focus on that one article, but not doing anything crazy in terms of sending a ton of niche edits or guest posts to the website as of late. But backlinks continue to grow. A lot of those are spam links that are just being created because I'm publishing so much content. These websites pick up these articles for the images and the content, and they just count as a backlink that's like a no follow and probably has no impact on my site ranking. But Ahrefs picks it up. Referring domains is up a lot, which is good. And then now finally Ahrefs is catching up to the real traffic and keywords I have on my website. The organic traffic skyrocketed from 12.7 thousand to 63.8 thousand. So domain rating stays consistent at 30. URL rating went up a little bit for the homepage, but nothing too drastic here outside of just backlinks being found and referring domains from natural causes, spam links, you call it whatever. Other sites though that are in the niche are linking to me. They do have lower authority domains, but I'm being found. Other websites are finding my information helpful. At this point, I want to keep going. I continue to build epic pieces of content. I have another 2,000 plus word article I got to upload today, and probably put another 10 or 15 images on it. So I'm going to try and get to that. A new thing I am going to try and focus on is a Haro campaign. So I found an interesting provider that's willing to charge me $100 per link that they acquire on Haro. If I get maybe another 4 or 5 links from there and see the impact that has on my domain's authority, that could be an interesting opportunity. Haro is really neat. Help a reporter out, for those who don't know. You pretty much write a pitch to a writer who's doing an article on a topic. You come back as the expert, and then when that article gets published, if they use your pitch, they will reference you and your website, and that's a really good backlink. It's a natural way to earn a backlink. It's not really like a spammy way. You're not buying it. You're working hard for it. You're providing research, providing knowledge. But there's an opportunity to earn some incredible links from news and authority websites that are domain authority 60, 70, and up. It's probably the most cost-effective way of finding those type of links without paying someone an absurd amount of money to acquire them. So I'm gonna try, this Haro campaign, see how it goes. If I have success with it, I'll definitely post a video on it, but it's something I've always wanted to try, and see if that can just push the authority of the website, especially because I have so much content. 93% of the way to 1,000 articles. I'm going to continue to publish. Obviously not at the pace I once was, But once I do get to 1,000 articles, it will be time to step back and kind of assess all the data on the website, see how things have done, and see where I want the future of the website to be. I want to grow the site past 1,000 articles, but maybe that's at the point where I start considering a team, something that's a little more outsourced, less of my time. I kind of can just manage it rather than me spending time receiving each article, editing it, uploading an image, interlinking the article with others, and getting it up as soon as possible. I'm gonna try and find a way to automate that process and make it a little bit more efficient. The other part too is now that I'm on Mediavine, I get to enjoy the benefits of Q4 RPMs. For those who don't know, during the holiday season, ads pay a lot more money as advertisers use their year-end budget to spend more money on their ads. And also the fact that it's holiday season, a lot of these companies want to promote their products more, knowing that there's higher consumer demand at this time of the year. So I'm excited to see what those type of RPMs can be and see how far this niche can really get to in terms of earnings per 1,000 sessions. And as those RPMs hopefully go up, I expect the sessions to go up as well in the next month and a half as I publish more content and as existing content continues to rank. Thanks again for following along on this journey. I will start getting back to publishing more videos and giving you guys more updates on the website outside of just these general overviews. There's some other topics I do want to touch on, so I'm excited to get back to YouTube and keep you updated on this authority site. Thanks for following along.